class. Very good morning to all of you. Today we discuss recovery of minerals and metals from ores. Okay, the term metal is used to any substance that is hard, processing, silvery, luster and is a good conductor of heat and electricity. Some of the metals, however, are relatively soft, malleable and ductile, जैसे sulfur. And ore is a natural occurring solid mineral aggregate from which one or more minerals can be recovered by processing. So, majority of microorganisms can interact with metals. As civilization and technologies have advanced, the consumption of diverse mineral products has increased at a high rate. So, this creates a problem for metal production because many of the high-grade mineral deposits have become progressively depleted. So, metal production has to be made more often from mining and industrial waste. As the availability of high-grade ore dwindled, it became necessary to utilize mineral resource previously deemed uneconomical because of marginal metal content. There are several microorganisms which we can use for the recovery of low-grade ores and mineral, and there are several microorganisms which we can use. The most commonly organisms used for the bleaching are thiobacillus ferrooxidans and thiobacillus thiooxidans. Thiobacillus ferrooxidans is a rod-shaped, motile, non-spore-forming gram-negative bacteria. It derives energy for growth from the oxidation of iron or sulfur. This bacterium is capable of oxidizing ferrous iron to ferric from ferrous iron to ferric form Fe2 plus Fe3 plus, ठीक है, and converting sulfur. It is either soluble or insoluble sulfide. Thiosulfate, elemental sulfate to sulfate, converting sulfur to sulfate. Okay, thiobacillus thiooxidans is comparable with thiobacillus ferrooxidans and grow mostly on sulfur compound. Okay. So, there are metal can recovered by microorganisms by the two process. First one is the biobleaching and second one is the bioabsorption. So, now come on the first biobleaching. It is a simple and effective technology for the extraction from low-grade ores and mineral concentrate by use of microorganism. Microorganism is mesophilic, moderate thermophilic bacteria and extremophiles. So, insoluble metal sulfide into water soluble metal sulfate conversion, and mainly used to recover certain metal from sulfide ores. Okay. It is started in around late 1940 in the South Africa. So, in this biobleaching, two types of mechanism takes place. First one is the direct mechanism and second one is the indirect mechanism. So, in the direct mechanism, what happened, you can see in the reaction. Firstly, there is a direct enzymatic attack on the minerals which are susceptible to the oxidation and by the microorganisms. For certain bacteria, thiobacillus ferrooxidans can transfer electron from iron or sulfur to oxygen. That is, these organisms can obtain energy from the oxidation of Fe2 plus to Fe3 plus, or from the oxidation of sulfur and reduced sulfur compound to sulfate. So here iron is extracted in the soluble form and iron ore pyrite. Next one is the indirect action. Bacteria produce strong oxidizing agent, ferric iron and sulfuric acid, on oxidation of soluble iron or soluble sulfur. So ferric iron या sulfuric acid, being powerful oxidizing agents, reacts with metal and extract them simply. Now in this indirect method, acidic environment is absolutely essential in order to keep ferric iron and other metal in the solution. So for maintaining acidic environment by the oxidation of iron, sulfur metal sulfides, or by dissolution of carbonate ions, and some other commercial method is also involved. This in which first one is the slope leaching, heap leaching, and in situ leaching. What is the commercial process of biobleaching? The naturally occurring minerals leaching is very slow. The microbial biobleaching process can be optimized by certain ideal conditions such as temperature, pH, and nutrient, oxygen, and CO2, carbon dioxide supply also. ठीक है? So in this regarding this, we can come on the slope leaching. What is slope leaching? Slope leaching, the ore is finely ground and dumped in large piles down a mountain side. This ore is then subjected to continuous sprinkling of water containing the desired microorganism. It may be ferrooxidants या फिर other. The water collected at the bottom is used for metal extraction, and water can be recycled by for regeneration of the bacteria. And second one is the heap leaching. So in the heap leaching, ore is arranged in a heap and goes through the same procedure as in slope leaching. In this also a solution of microorganism is sprayed, and then what is liquid recovery will performed. Then after third one is the in situ leaching. So in the in situ leaching, the ore is in its original natural place. Water containing the microorganism is pumped through drilled passage. In most cases, the permeability of rock is increased by subsurface blasting of the rock, As the acidic water seeps through the rock, it collects at the bottom, which is used for metal extraction. This water can also be recycled and reused. Next one is the bioabsorption. If you consider that if you want to extract copper ores are mostly composed of other metal beside copper. For instance, chalcopyrite mainly contain 26% copper, 26% iron, 33% sulfur and 2.5% zinc. Biobleaching of copper ore is widely used in many countries. And the biobleaching of copper was done by the Thiobacillus ferrooxidans bacteria, which oxidize insoluble chalcopyrite CuFeS2 and convert it into soluble copper sulfate CuSO4. Then sulfuric acid, a byproduct formed in this reaction, maintains acidic environment required for the growth of the microorganism. Then copper leaching is usually carried out by the heap and in situ process. So extraction of the copper by biobleaching is very common since the technique is efficient. Okay, then by biobleaching we can extract copper, uranium and many gold and many other compounds we can be extracted. Second one technique is the bioabsorption. So what is the bioabsorption? Bioabsorption is known that the formation of exopolymeric polysaccharide by the bacteria play an important role in the attachment of thiobacilli on metal surfaces such as covellite, pyrite या sphalerite. So extraction or loss of formation of these material prevents the attachment of bacteria to the metal surface and also decreases leaching efficiencies. And the interaction between microorganism and mineral surfaces occur on two levels. What is two level? Physical absorption and chemical absorption. In physical absorption, due to low pH or of leaching environment, microbial cell envelopes are positively charged, leading to electrostatic interaction with the mineral surfaces. But in chemical absorption, these chemical bond develops between cell and minerals. कौन सा chemical bond? Disulfide bridge formed in between minerals and bacterial cell. In addition of this, extracellular metabolites are also formed during this phase near the attachment. Then sulfur oxidizers excrete low molecular weight metabolites which mostly contain acids of TCA cycle, amino acid or ethanolamine and high molecular weight compound such as lipid, phospholipids. Okay, the presence of elemental sulfur oxidizing microorganism form a filamentous matrix similar to bacterial glycocalyx. Okay, suggesting that the relative importance of these extracellular substances in the colonization of solid particles. So several bacteria and actinomycetes absorb and accumulate metals such as mercury, cadmium, lead, zinc, nickel, cobalt and uranium. Several fungus, rhizopus and other large scale of production of fungal biomass in many fermentation industries. Immobilized fungal biomass is more effective in bioabsorption due to increased density, mechanical strength and resistance to chemical environment. And Rhizopus aerogenes can absorb several metallic cations, uranium, thorium, okay, and Penicillium lapidorum fungus are useful for the bioabsorption of the mercury, zinc, lead, copper and okay. And the edible mushroom were also found to absorb certain minerals. In the edible mushroom, which mushroom? Agaricus can take up mercury, while Pleurotus absorb lead and cadmium. And many yeast are commonly used in fermentation industries. Also, it is reported. And the several algae, freshwater, marine water can serve as bioaccumulators of metals. Chlorella vulgaris, Chlorella regularis can accumulate certain metals like lead, mercury, copper, molybdenum and uranium. Okay. Besides the microorganisms, some higher plants also control the metal pollution. Okay. Aquatic macrophytes that can accumulate potential toxic waste, including many metals. Then go ahead. There are several advantages of the biobleaching. Biobleaching is a simpler, cheaper for the operation, and the process is more environmental friendly than the traditional extraction method, and inexpensive, used to extract refined and expensive metal, which is not possible by the other chemical process. And biobleaching, if used for all processing, could drastically reduce the amount of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. Okay, no need for higher pressure or temperature, and it is used to extract metals from ores that are too poor for other technologies. And if we have some advantages, so also disadvantages. What is the disadvantages? It is a very slow process. It takes about 6 to 24 months, longer. And the heat created from the dissolving process can kill the bacteria, have a very low yield of minerals, and toxic, if any toxic chemicals are produced in this process, then bacteria are killed, and many may have no process control. Unlike other method, once started, biobleaching cannot be quickly stopped, and high risk of contamination. Okay student, thank you very much.